Figuring out your brand as an indie artist is hard enough. Developing it further so it's consistent and clear to fans new and old is even tougher. So here are 5 more branding tips for independent artists to help you develop your artist identity and then using it to cultivate your fan base and community online. Let's blast off and get started. JM in your universe. Konnichiwa friends, I'm Jonathan Miller and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better indie artist. I make electronic dance pop music and every Wednesday on this channel, I'm helping others take their music to level 2. If that sounds good, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell, maybe giving it a like. If not, then that's not cool. I'm taking 2 minutes out of my time to make this video and you can't even hit the sub button in return? Wow, I thought we were better than that. Wait, 2 minutes? What awful advice is gonna be in this video? Guess we'll find out. Think about that. All right, so today I'm gonna share 5 more tips with you for branding and establishing your identity as an artist in the music industry. This is technically a part 2 to my previous branding tips video and is gonna be geared to artists who are a little bit past the basics. So if you wanna check out part 1, I highly recommend you do, because this video is gonna build off of it. There's a link in the description so you can do so. But with that out of the way, let's just jump right in. Number 1, who are you in 1 sentence? Everything is quick nowadays. Your ultimate goal when trying to brand yourself as an artist is to answer who you are, what you're all about, and what kind of music you make in just a few seconds. That's not easy to do, especially when you're trying to figure it out yourself. Unfortunately, you're gonna wanna figure this out. If you're someone like me who can get a little wordy, I know it's tricky, but it's not impossible. Like for me, my 1 sentence description for my music is usually something like,
Jonathan Miller is a K-Pop and EDM inspired dance pop artist from Portland, Oregon.
That tells you who I am, the kind of music I make, what it might sound like, and as a little bonus, the hometown where I used to live. All in 1 sentence. Putting all those words together gives you a pretty good idea as to who I am as an artist. You can do this too. And the easiest way to do this is to look at your band bio. If you haven't written one, I've got a video on this channel if you want to check that out for some help, link in the description. But if you've done your job right, your introduction contains all the keywords that you're gonna need. Pick some music descriptors, your hometown maybe, and that special twist that makes you stand out. For me, that's the K-pop and EDM inspired part. String them all together and you've got your 1 sentence descriptor. Number 2, Easter eggs and foreshadowing. Easter eggs, if you're not familiar with the term, has nothing really to do with the holiday. It just means leaving clues for fans to find that form connections to your other projects or future projects. Miss Taylor Swift and her fans know all about Easter eggs and the references that Taylor makes to her old music or foreshadowing to her new projects. These little references can be anywhere. Song lyrics, Instagram captions, hidden in the background of photos, etc. It's a fun way to connect not only with your fans, but also a fun way to connect all of your work together. Like I teased my Utopia project for like a year before it actually came out. My song Not Afraid of My Heart contains a lyrical reference to my song Bitter, which many of my fans caught on to really quickly. I personally love Easter eggs. They're super fun to do, and I foreshadow new projects all the time, and you should too. The best Easter eggs are hidden in plain sight, but they really help to build hype for your next project so that it does better. So don't be afraid to throw in a little Easter egg to something old or new, no matter what chapter or stage of your career that you're at. Number 3, recycling old content properly. A lot of artists are afraid of their old music or stuff they made when they were just starting out, or even re-promoting something old that they made for fear of making people annoyed. But here's something you gotta remember. Studies show that it can take people 7 to 10 times of seeing something online before they take a specific action. So your fans, even though they're super hyped, might not actually click the link to stream your song the first time you post it. They got jobs, they got school, they got family, things happen. So it's okay to post something more than once, and this includes things that you've done in the past, as long as you space it out. Don't spam your stuff 24/7, especially outside of a launch sequence, otherwise they will get annoyed and you will hear about it. That being said, you always have an opportunity to re-promote your old video or song, especially as an independent artist where you can pretty much do whatever you want. Write a post on Flashback Friday about recording your album or your song that came out 2 years ago. Talk about something you would do different if you were to remake your first single with all of the knowledge that you have now. Your experiences as an artist don't just disappear because times have changed or you've grown. Don't run from your past music. It's okay to showcase it again. Like for me, I know any sane person would remove their music videos that they made when they were 18 and didn't know anything about what they were doing. But you know what? I don't remove them from my channel because they show just how much I've grown as an artist. And I'm proud of that. And you should be too, so be inventive and bring your whole discography together. Post old videos, projects that you didn't complete, or just even your album's link again for new fans. You never know which of those new fans are gonna just do a deep dive into your old stuff and love you even more for it. And they'll be streaming it, which means more money for you as well. Number 4, consistent typography and fonts. Consistency is key to branding. I know that's cliche and really annoying, but it is kind of true. While you can't control the fonts on social media for the most part, in your artwork and overall style, your fonts and typography should stay within the same family. Like if you're using a sans serif font in your album title, don't go using a whole bunch of serif-containing fonts in your promotional materials. If you're working with a graphic designer, chances are they know all this, but in case you're not because the budget doesn't allow, then this is important to know. The more consistent yet easy to read fonts you use, the easier it will be to connect everything. And you can even go so far as keeping this consistent typography across all of your musical releases. Just depends on how you want to go about things. You can even use a site like Fonts for Instagram to modify your captions a little bit so they're more consistent with your artwork as best as you can, while also standing out on the platform as well. Keep that in mind when deciding your promotional strategies. And number 5, new project, same you. No matter what you do in this business, it always has to be a reflection of who you are. Even if you go beyond music, writing a book, teaching a class, launching a fashion line, perfume, a watch line, whatever your career eventually allows you to do, it always needs to reflect you and what you're all about. A good example of this, albeit probably a lesser known one here in the US, is former K-pop group Girls' Generation's member Jessica Jung. She recently released her book called Shine, which is a novel about a young girl who eventually becomes, as you might guess, a K-pop star. Jessica's fans are also known as golden stars. And what do stars do? Shine. Who is Jessica Jung? A K-pop star. She not only wrote something that she obviously knows a lot about, but all of these things act as an Easter egg and consistent branding to all that she is. What is the main color palette on this book cover? Gold. Golden stars. This type of branding is a really good way of bringing everything together. Even if you don't know her, this is really smart branding, and that level of branding separates beginners from pros. So coming up with that one sentence description is going to help you no matter what you do in this industry. Whatever it is that sets you apart or what people associate you with, it's probably smart to run with it. Everything builds on each other and feels like it belongs within the same family, even if your mediums are different. You put this level of thought into what you do, your branding's gonna stand out among all of the other artists who are still struggling. Plus, your fans also won't be able to sit still with anticipation for your next project as well. So those are some more branding tips for independent artists. Question of the video, what is the hardest thing when it comes to branding for you as an artist? Leave me a comment below letting me know. If you want to check out part 1 to this video, I've left a link in the description below so you can check that out, which I highly recommend you do. And if you like me and you like what I do, consider joining me on Patreon like Maddie here and all these fantastic people to get all sorts of fun rewards, including access to my YouTube calendar to see what's coming to the channel. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. See you later.
I am a machine.